Mr. Kliener, state your name and address for the record, please.
Good afternoon, Council. Jim Kliener, 318 Ohio Avenue. I'm here to talk this evening or to express my concerns about the safety and security at the new temporary municipal building. It's been brought to my attention that the upper floor has been secured as of today with key fobs.
With what?
With key fobs. It's an electronic door that opens up the second floor. So the first floor, of course, and I understand this is a public building and there's public business that needs to be conducted, obviously. That's not my concern, the day-to-day public operations. My concern is the ever-growing concerns about unwanted visitors, uncharacteristic visitors. So this was brought to the administrators. Mr. Mayor stepped out; he's not here. This was brought up to them by an employee on January 4th, and at that time, it was suggested very simply: if you secure the bottom floor properly, it takes care of the whole building. Whatever happened, I'll leave it at that. The second floor is now secured by a key fob that only can be operated by people who own these key fobs, employees. The second floor is manned by a crossing guards. I guess the crossing guards have been asked to set there. And no disparaging crossing guards by no means. Because I believe you're just as big a risk as the employees on the first floor. They're set there. They're sitting there, trying to, receive visitors, and like I said, typically just public visitors. But if there is an unwelcome guest there, they don't have the formal or any training to go ahead and stop them. There's been on more than one occasion, it's been told to me that there has been visitors that come to the municipal building and make themselves at home in offices, unoccupied offices, only to be, once that employee returns, surprise, they're sitting there. I have a concern with that. It's growing every day, especially in light of everything that's happened in schools, God forbid. It's something that needs to be addressed, and I'm by no means am I a security expert, by no means. So, again, my opinion is, very simply put, if they would have addressed the situation on the first floor properly, it would have taken care of the whole building. I don't know the response time once an alert is made for the town, to the authorities to respond to that. I know that's probably not public information, obviously, and that's fine. But there's a concern. The way the building is set up, I'm sure you've all been there. We all have children that go to school there. It's very compartmentalized. School, classroom, classroom, classroom versus the original building where it was open. Everybody could see each other. Police department is there, obviously. It was a more secure environment than it is currently right now. And again, we're putting crossing guards in the way, potential harm's way, and everybody on that first floor. So the risk factor to me is increased first floor employees and those crossing guards, and less of a risk, although could be, the way they did it, that's something else, less of a risk to the second floor. I quite honestly, my opinion is that this is kind of elitist and quite frankly cowardly. That's my opinion.
Vicki, I'm sorry, Mr. Kliener.
Sure.
Just out of curiosity, how many employees do we have on the second floor at the municipal building?
Maybe 10.
How many do we have on the first floor?
9 plus inspections. I'm going to have 7 maybe 15 or so.
Okay, so it sounds like we have more on the first than we do on the second. I just wanted to get clarification. Councilman McVeigh, I would defer to you because of your expertise in this area.
Thank you very much. Mr. Kliener, you said you were not an expert in this, but I commend you on your accuracy on how you laid out that building and what you've seen. I don't really care if I get in trouble or not, because I was told I don't even know how to address this because I'm scolded whether I walk in the building. I'm scolded if I email about the personnel. I think the building is horribly secured, and it's a risk. And everybody in the world knows that security is done by levels. There's levels of constructed force security and levels of security. The first thing should be a sign outside that there is a whatever inside. Less than 24 hours ago, and I can't control City Hall. I would like to make a suggestion, but I don't know if the email's going to, which will be by open time, whether the email's going to be answered or not answered or ignored. Less than 24 hours ago, I know what I did for our council and you folks. I emailed Chief Stetner and asked for the magnetometer, which is collecting dust over on it somewhere, and asked for the magnetometer to be put out there, and then you just secure those doors. And the officer would run the magnetometer. This way everybody in this building knows for our meeting we're safe, at least here. That building is a huge risk. I've walked in there plenty of times, and I've voiced my opinion plenty of times. What I'm walking in there with, because I'm certified HR 218 in the state of New Jersey, to the United States, and no one's checking me. And no, it's not the security guard's responsibility. No, it's not anyone else's responsibility. And I don't know, the FOB should have been a last resort. That's your actual last layer of security, if and when you get all the way up to the top, to the mayor's office. I'm going to forward an email tomorrow, we'll see where this goes, to be forwarded to the mayor's office, suggesting to use that magnetometer at that entrance. I know they budgeted for another special officer to the police department. You should have a special officer or an HR 218 person there, somebody of authority to properly magnetometer these folks going into there. And that's obviously a huge level right then and there. But to have some type of security force. I went to Alpha on a snow day one day. It was snowing. I walked into Alpha. There was a magnetometer looking at me. I went to Lopakon. There was a magnetometer looking at me. I'm in charge of 26 magnetometers at the Prudential Center in Newark every single day. These are not very complicated things, and we can put somebody to work, and someone's going to properly protect the 20 or so people that are in that building every single day. It's my opinion. I think it's a disaster, and thank you for bringing it up.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr.
Councilman, in your opinion, the way the school was set up when we had our children there, they used the buzz to get in. I imagine the system is still active. Is there any reasons why we couldn't just activate that? I mean, I'm a little concerned to leave a crossing guard. No disrespect to the crossing guard, but how are they going to overpower someone like yourself if you walk in the building armed? Or how are they, if you know?
It's really, really simple. One, you post that the building's secure with signage. Two, you leave the buzzer system up to get in. Three, you have the human element of a security person there. Four, you have the magnetometer.
Yes.
Now, the key fob up in the upper levels, that's your fifth layer, not your first.
Excellent. Okay. I think that email will be prevalent.
I'll
I'd like to see the rest of the staff safe. Thank you, Mr. Kliener, for your comment.
Thank you.
Is there anyone